Hey, CAA Hoops fans. I'm Karlie Smith here with our wonderful Monika Moore breaking down all the action in CAA women's basketball. And oh boy, did we have an interesting week of hoops. Let's talk about a team that is red hot right now, the Towson Tigers. They went 2-0 this past week. Patricia Anumba, our CAA Player of the Week, had a career high 28 points, going 8 of 13 from beyond the arc. And Monika, I love what Laura Harper told us last year when she came to Towson and was recruiting Anumba. She said, Pat, I've got to have you. That's what she told her. She said, Pat, I've got to have you for the vision and for the goals to be set in place. Patricia Anumba is a must-have factor at Towson, but why is she and so many others extremely key for what Harper is setting out to accomplish?
I think that quote is such a good one because I think when Patricia Numba is playing well, everyone plays well around her. She can facilitate so much for everyone. And when you're shooting the ball, like she shot the ball against Hampton, that opens things up for others. And you add her to Kylie Cornegay Lucas's 17 points, 10 rebounds, just a double-double for Cornegay Lucas and 24 points off the bench in that contest. They got lots of different contributions. And you talked about Enumba's three-point shooting. Well, Towson as a team had 16 made three-pointers. They had six different players knock down one or more three-pointers. So when you have that type of offensive production, that means good things. And the
Mhm.
other thing they did so well is they hit the glass. They had 57 team rebounds. I thought Kayla Morris was fantastic coming in off the bench. She had 13 minutes of play, 8 rebounds. Talk about a massive contribution with the minutes that you had. And then the Tigers followed that up. It felt like the script was about the same against William and Mary because, again, Anumba, 72% shooting, 8 of 11 from the field, so efficient. And the bench again comes through for the Tigers. They got 34 points off the bench. No surprise, India Johnson, 19 points. She was great. Nay Staten had 10 points off the bench. And let's talk about Kayla Morris again, who followed up her performance in the Hampton game with a career high 15 rebounds. So I think right now Towson's just taking care of everything. They're getting a more complete game. And that's why they had a lot of success this past week.
Yeah, taking care of business. Another team that did that. Let's talk about Elon. A 2-0 week for the Phoenix. The culture that Coach Charlotte Smith has built at Elon is truly second to none. But why is this team one to watch, Monika?
Well, they have a lot of great players as well. And one that really stood out to me this week, I thought one of our top performers was Isis Adams. She had a double double in both of her contests this week. I thought that was absolutely huge for Elon. Going up against Monmouth, they're a great rebounding team. We talked about that last week, and Adams had 11 points and 11 rebounds. That presence in the low post was big. But
Wow.
also, they got the offensive balance that they needed. Victoria Taylor had 17 points in the contest. They had four players in double digits. That's what you need to beat a team like Monmouth. But I think if you asked Charlotte Smith, she'd say the defense was the true factor in that game. They bought in defensively and they came up big. Now, if you thought Isis Adams was spectacular against Monmouth, let's talk about the Hofstra game because absolutely clutch. She knocks down the game winning free throw with 1 second left to win that contest. And Coach Smith said, look, we need her to be a walking double double. And she delivered on the week. And the other thing that Elon did really well against the Pride is Hofstra is really good at getting those second chance opportunities. And Elon limited them to just 7 points on second chance opportunities. So I think you're seeing a lot of buy-in right now from the Elon players, and that's why you're seeing the success that they're having.
Yeah, a lot of buy-in. And it was a thrilling game, like you mentioned, but so many other thrillers all throughout the week, down to the wire games in CAA play. We've got to tip our hat to the Campbell Camels. They handed Stony Brook their first loss of conference play on Sunday. Christabel Azuma, CB, that's what they call her. She recorded a career high 28 points, and you brag about her each week. But why was this such an impressive and statement win for the Camels in their first year in the league?
Well, I think when we look back on the conference season and we make a list of the impact games, those really stellar performances, this game is going to be on the list because really kudos to both teams. It was really exciting. There were 14 lead changes, 9 ties, everyone stepping up all over the place. But Stony Brook, they were on a 10-game winning streak, only had one loss on the season. Campbell hands them their first conference loss. And you have to remember, Campbell opened up conference play losing to Stony Brook.
Yeah.
And they were able to avenge that, winning in overtime. You talked about Christabel Azumo. We talked about her last week. She had a career high 24 points. What big time players do is they step up in big time moments.
Right.
And that is exactly what she did. I was so impressed with the way that she came to play against the Tigers. She got a lot of help from her teammates as well. The birthday girl, Shai Thule, it was a great birthday gift for her with her 12 points in the contest. Gigi Boone, I love how players come off the bench. They really contribute. I thought she was absolutely phenomenal. So it's not just one or two players for Campbell. They're a very exciting team. They shot 44.4% from the field. They forced 19 turnovers that resulted in 18 points. So hats off. Brittany Staves, she had a big game, 19 points. Everything was clicking on all cylinders. That's what it takes to beat a team like Stony Brook.
Takes everybody clicking. Big time players stepping up in big time moments, which transitions us perfectly to our next topic of conversation, because I would love to talk about the North Carolina A&T and Delaware game. We knew this would be anybody's game, two outstanding programs going head to head. The Aggies proved their resiliency by erasing a 10-point halftime deficit to come from behind and defeat Delaware at Club Corbett. Why does that speak volumes about this team?
What tells you a lot about their resiliency, because Delaware came out ready to play. They were red hot. It felt like they could not miss. They scored 28 points in the second quarter of the game. So as you said, the Aggies, they were down by 10 and really had to dig deep to win this contest. And in the post-game comments, Jordan Dorsey said something that I thought was just phenomenal. And I'm going to paraphrase here. I hope I don't butcher it. But basically, they're treating every game like every game matters so much. And when they control their destiny and when they're in the driver's seat, good things happen. And I would print out that quote and blow it up and put it in the locker room, because
Yes.
that's the mentality for A&T. That's why they've had this 4-game winning streak, because that's how they feel. Every game means the world to them, and they're treating it like that. And so you're able to come from behind against a team like Delaware, who is truly tremendous. And of course, Jordan Dorsey, she doesn't just say it. Her actions speak louder than her words. 17 points in that contest. Malia Bracone, who I think everyone who watches this CAA Women's Basketball Insider know that I'm a big fan, because it wasn't just the offense for her, the defense, the 5 steals. She always gives you that gritty defensive performance. Demaya Tucker, she was huge with 15 points. So North Carolina A&T, they're only half a game back from Stony Brook in our league standings. They are quite a contender, and they're absolutely playing like it.
What an outstanding program to follow. All right, Monika, no shortage of CAA women's basketball on the horizon. 4 games on Friday, 7 on Sunday. What do you have circled?
Oh, well, I think my top game, maybe I'm a little biased, I'm a North Carolina native, but it's North Carolina A&T and Campbell, because you have two teams who pulled off massive wins from last week. They have a lot of momentum. I am very excited about that contest. But as you said, there's never a shortage in CAA play in terms of good games. Monmouth, William and Mary, I think that's one that you're going to want to keep your eyes on. And I am very interested in the Drexel Stony Brook game. That's another one that I have circled on my calendar.
Oh my gosh, that is so much excitement on the horizon. Monika, thank you as always for your time and outstanding job. CAA Women's Basketball Insider, everyone.